Hey, what's going on guys? Mark back in the workshop on Mark's Aquatics. Right, I've been away for a while, had a fantastic Christmas with family and friends and a brilliant start to the new year. Back on form, but I've been missing doing stuff in the workshop. So we're back in the workshop now. Little bits changed around here. I've managed to cut the bench in half and build a new base, which we are going to be building a just over a 6-foot paludarium. Okay, it's going to be hopefully a little masterpiece, a little work of art. I'm really going to put some time and effort into this one because it's something that I've always wanted to do in here. And we're going to have a living wall of plants. We're going to have, like I said, waterfalls, little cascades, all manner of things is going to go on. If you look here, you can see I've got a 10-inch wide by just over 6 feet tall by 10mm thick float glass, which is one side of the paludarium. So it's going to be only going to be 10 inches high. Okay, so we're going to be able to look down into the top more than through the sides. So we're going to have a lovely aerial view over the top of the tank with all the floating plants and different things coming out on the wall, the air plants, various other things, and it's going to be great fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So anyway guys, before we do all that lovely plant work around the sides, I've got to move my my RO unit there and my other the other one that I've got over there, which takes all the chloramines out of the water for the fish in here, which saves me using millions of tons of dechlorinator. So it's a cheap way of dechlorinating your water. Okay, so if you haven't got one of those, you can fit one in a shed or under your sink anywhere. They're quite cheap to buy now, the single or double unit ones, and you can save yourself a bit of money that way. Now then, before we do all that, we're going to make this tank, and for that I'm going to stick it together with this stuff, okay, which I got off eBay. I know it's got a brown lid on the top, but it's actually black. They just, for some reason, sent brown tops with it, so which is no worries at all. So we've got to put this tank together first, and if you've watched my other tank building videos, like the bench tank, which is the one we built here, you'll see how I did it. But you've got to make sure your glass is super clean. Okay, now I used rubbing alcohol for that, or you can use methylated spirits. Just wipe it over the top, make sure it's spotless, okay, because you don't want any water on it or anything like that, because it's not going to stick otherwise properly, so you might end up with some leaks, and you don't want those in your house or wherever. So make sure it's spotlessly clean, go over it. Be careful if it's plate glass and it's just been cut like this stuff, okay, because I haven't had the edges polished on this because it's really expensive to have that. It's nearly double the price just to take a little bit of edge off. And I find with a bit of emery cloth or zinc oxide paper, the green stuff, if you're very, very careful, you don't go on the front obviously and scratch it, put it on a block and just rub it up and down like that very carefully, and that'll take that edge off, okay, because it is super sharp on the edges. Wear gloves as well when you're doing this, because you don't want to be accidentally running your fingers up the side of the glass and chopping your fingers up. So that's very important that you don't do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now I am going to get everything ready. We're going to get some masking tape done, and when we mask it up, if you remember when I did it on that, you've got to keep the masking tape just off the side all the way around, okay, so we get a nice flow of silicone all the way around. Then we can peel it off afterwards, which will give us a nice edge, so we haven't squashed it everywhere and it doesn't look a bit untidy. It's not too worry about it on the base too much, because that's going to be covered in substrate, but up the sides, it's easier to do it that way, especially if you're using black. It's nice to have a nice straight line. Clear, you can get away with it a little bit easier, but obviously because it's being transparent, you're not going to see it that much. But I thought I'll do this in black, and because it's going to look quite nice. It's going to set it off quite nice with the black edges, with the green and the plants and things. So same as I did with this tank here. You can see on the edges there, it's black silicone, nice level seam there, and it's going to look good. So set you up again. I'll get this all taped up, take you through that, and then we'll get this tank stuck up and get it ready and get it put it together. Right, okay guys, I have now masked off all the glass. You can see I've put it now just around the edge there, just leaving a little gap, probably around, I don't know, maybe about 8mm all the way around. On the base, obviously the glass is going to be fitting down that way, so you've got to leave a bigger gap for the width of the glass. You could have put a bead of silicone across, well, not the front yet, but you've got to go down the sides, down the back, and up this side, okay. Then we can put one piece in, but obviously once that's squeezed in, some's going to squeeze out this way, but then we've left our tape in about another 5 mil, so when we actually put another bead in around, we can wipe our finger around, which will then smear it over the tape, so then when we peel the tape off, we'll get a nice clean line. And so that's the game plan now. So I think what I'll do is, I can't do this, and I'm going to hyperlapse this bit for you, okay, so it'll be a little bit more speeded up, but we'll get it all done, and when it's all stuck properly and I've leveled it and squared it all up with my square, I'll go over it with you what I've done, okay. Ah, there you go guys, we've got a new Paludarium all ready to be filled with water now and do a water test and make sure everything's okay. This is the couple of days afterwards, after you saw me building it over the time-lapse footage that you've just seen. So everything's gone off nice and solid now, and we can now do a water test to make sure that's going to be okay. I've got to remove now my RO unit and my dechlorination unit there from up the top, because we're going to have all walls of plants and things around here, and I'm going to have to put those below the bench somewhere, which is literally just taking them, lifting them off the hooks that they're on, putting them down below and just turning them back on again. It's as simple as that. So that's no trouble. Mess around with the electrics a little bit. I know it looks a little bit untidy out there at the moment, but that is all going to be sorted out very, very shortly, so we can put some other safer wiring up and hide it away, because obviously the water plant is going to be going along there, so that's all going to need shifting and moving around. My little phytoplankton culture there, you can see it's gone a lot more green since the last time you saw it. We've put some of that fertilizer in there and it's growing nicely now. We've got some more clownfish eggs which are due to hatch on Monday, because the last lot didn't make it. They've done another couple of spawns since then, but sadly over the festive period I wasn't ready for them, and they've just literally been predated on by the parents and gone into the system and didn't make it, sadly. But hopefully now I've got some more rotifers on the go, because the last one I had crashed. So we've got some phytoplankton on the go to feed the rotifers, and I'll take you in there now and I can show you the little guys, because they're only, well, Monday they should be hatching Monday night, so we'll pop in there. I'm going to get this filled up with water, do a water test on that. I'll leave this as part one of the Paludarium build, so we'll shoot off into the coral room and I'll show you the clownfish, and then we'll wrap this video up. Right, there you go guys, there's the clownfish, proud little parents, and that big black mass you can see on the slate there is all their little babies. There's hundreds of them there. It's a massive spawn this time. Hello little darling, and just coming to say hello. Look, he'll be over there, there he goes, fanning away, keeping those eggs free of fungus and things like that, keeping them all nice and clean. He'll do a little mouthing as well, he'll keep the eggs nice and clean. But we've got a really big hatch, we're going to have a big hatch this time. I've got two tanks up the top here set up, one over there and one over there. That one's got a little turbo snail in it, and if we go around this way you can see that big culture of rotifers that I've got going again, like I had in the last one. So and I've also got another little bottle of them there. You can see the hundreds of them in there. I get these off eBay. The last lot I had crashed, which was a bit of a nightmare. That's why I didn't carry on doing the last couple of batches, but we're all up to speed now. Everything we got in the new year, so we got lots of things to look forward to this year, lots of new videos coming out. Really looking forward to this Paludarium build. Now the tank's been built, I've got the water running in there now as we speak, and hopefully everything's going to be okay. I've not made a tank yet that's leaked, so touch wood. I've probably cursed myself now by saying that, but I'm going to fill it up probably 3/4 of the way and I'll just keep my eye on it, make a tiny little mark on the glass, and I'll leave it then for a day just to see if it leaks anywhere and if it's dropping anywhere. But apart from that, everything should be okay. Look at all those little babies, absolutely fantastic. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave you on this video. Hope you enjoyed part 1 of the Paludarium build, and a massive happy new year, and thank you for following me. We hit 30,000 subs over the Christmas period, and I can't thank you guys enough, and may we continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit the old subscribe button and the notification bell for up and coming videos, and you're not going to miss anything that way. And as always, you're all stars. Happy 2020, love you loads, and I'll see you on the next episode of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now.
Just me and my guitar.